Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Commission Thursday. Last week, we began an introduction on inheriting the royal culture. The foundation was laid, so we just want to roll on that foundation. So turn with me in the book of Daniel, chapter 11, verses 32. And the scripture says, from the Amplified Version, and such as violate the covenant he shall pervert and seduce with flatteries. But the people who know their God shall prove themselves strong and shall stand firm and do exploits for God. Now, the context that this Bible verse was written, it's a moment when two other Christians in that particular dispensation were fighting, or they were waging war on where to stand on. So Daniel draws a line and he says that some people need to be on the other side and others to fall on the other side. So if you do flattery, if you violate the covenant of the Lord, there is a consequence unto that. And if you will stand firm for the covenant of God that you always profess, there is a covenant, there is a consequence to that as well. Now, and as I was reading on this passage of scripture, it dawned on me that's the immediate, that's the reality that we are battling right now as a generation. We live in a generation whereby we have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and knowledge is one of the things that drives our culture. Knowledge always has power over how we think, how we reason, which eventually turns to be who we are. And somebody once said that darkness prevails because we switch off our lights. So in this particular season of inheriting royal culture, one of the things that I desire of you is that you will switch on your light to drive away the kingdom of darkness. So how do we do this knowledge? Number one, we must understand that this knowledge is an examined knowledge. In the process of finding knowledge, everything that comes our way, everything that is on the media, everything that surrounds us, there is always a truth. Apparently, most of us, we don't spend time to find the truth, but we find time to look at what is trending, what is in the headline. But people who change the world, they don't go with what is in the headline, but they go with what is hidden. There is a difference between finding knowledge in the newsletter and finding knowledge in the book. In the book, the knowledge that transforms a generation. So examine the knowledge. Find out, why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you believe what you're believing? Go to the roots of the culture. Examine that particular knowledge that triggers your philosophy, that triggers your thinking, that triggers how you do things. Number two, after examining that knowledge, it's an experiential knowledge. For you to be that person who will bring change in our culture, you must experience that knowledge. The scripture calls us that we are witnesses. Why are we witnesses? Because we have an experience of the knowledge of Jesus Christ. And how do we gain this experience? Because we've heard of Jesus Christ, or we've seen the powers of Jesus Christ. Or number three, we are people who live that. So there is a dimension after examining the knowledge, you begin to live that life, and there is experience that there is an experience that we gather. So an experienced knowledge always gives us, puts us a notch higher than other people. So every knowledge that you've had, that has been proven and tested, that's the right knowledge. And for us to transform the culture, we need to know this knowledge that we are talking about. And finally, as we conclude, it must be an executed knowledge. We cannot talk of this knowledge when it's still in our minds. We must come out and put into practice everything that we've examined, everything that we've experienced, so that other generation will pick it up from us. And how will they pick it? It's only when we are able to live it out, we are able to execute everything that we believe in, that we've been convicted of, and other generation will pick it up. And through them picking up, that's how we can transform our culture. So step out and live a kingdom culture in the places that God has planted you, and be blessed.